concept related to the number system is reminders. Finding the remainder means we have cancellation in one particular number. Whatever the exact cancellation, we left some value. Whatever the left some value, we can call as a reminder. For example, if 27 divisible by 4, we know that 27 is not exactly divisible by 4. So can I go with this value is 4 into 6 plus 3. So 6 times 4 as exact cancellation, and after exact cancellation we left with some value. I can call it as a reminder. Means these 3 I can call as reminder. So that is the point number 1. Then what is the numerator value and what is the denominator value? See, we know that this is the entire brackets, for example. So this is called as quotient. Clear? Number of times I can call it as 6 as a quotient. And next one, this is we called as, this particular part is called as a divisor. And the numerator section I can call it as a dividend. And after some value we can call it as a reminder. So these are the terminologies we are using in the concept of reminder. That's why see, dividend is exactly equal to divisor into quotient plus reminder. So these are the terminologies we are using in the concept of reminder. See, this is the formula. We are having some questions related for this particular formula. Clear? Okay, just see the first question. If divisor is 10 times the quotient and 5 times the remainder, and 5 times the remainder means these statement comparison again with a divisor, and the remainder they mention as a 46, find the dividend. See, we know the dividend formula. Dividend can be calculated, divisor is multiple with coefficient plus remainder. So this is the formula to calculate dividend section. Then again read the entire statement. He said that divisor is equal to 10 times the quotient, and again divisor is given 5 times the remainder. This is the information. Just see the information. We already know that they given for remainder 46. Just replace us here by 46. Then 5 into 46. 5 into 46. Here I will tell you the one calculation. 5 into 46 means if any number which is multiple with a 5, it means the other value should be off and multiple with a 10. Why? Because 5 can be written as 10 divisible by 2. So 5 into 46 means 46 of the value is equal to 23. The number is multiple with a 10. It means the value of these particular divisor is equal to 230. Clear? And again, these 230 can be replaced as here. So then 230 is exactly equal to 10 times the quotient. And 0 cancel. We get quotient is equal to 23. We get each and every value. Then see, they've already given for remainder that is equal to 46. And we already calculated quotient. Quotient value is exactly equal to 23. And the divisor value is equal to 230. These are the finding values. Then see, 230 into 23, it means 23 whole square. 23 whole square is equal to 529 into 10. That should be 5290. And we addition with a remainder of 46. The entire calculation is equal to 5336. So the option is equal to 4. Okay, then go to the second question. On dividing a number, we don't have the numerator part. Is dividing by 357, we get that 39 is a remainder, and the same number which is divisible by 17, find the remainder. So we know that see, dividend is exactly equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Then see, we just find the dividend value, that is the x, and these number I multiple with the 357 with a some coefficient. We don't know that's the quotient value. So if you dividing these number by 357, we get the remainder is 39. So this is the entire number. We don't know the value of x, we don't know the value of q. So 357 is multiple with a some unknown coefficient number. If addition with remainder 39, we get a dividend. He said that if these same number which is divisible by 7 means 357q plus 39 divisible by 17. If these number is divisible by 17, what is the remainder? So that is the main question. See, so these equation can be written as 357q plus 39 by 17. Then see, 357 can I write as 17 into 21q plus, and 39 can be written as 17 into 2. 17 2s are 34. We left with a remainder 5. Can I write as these entire equation into 17 into 21q plus 2 plus 5. He said that these particular number is divisible by 17. This particular number is divisible by 17. We left with a remainder. What is the left remainder here? 5. So answer is equal to 5 only. See, just go with the third question. On dividing a number of 68, we get 216 as a quotient. So we get here 269 as a quotient, and we get 0 as a remainder. So 0 as a remainder. He said that if same number which is dividing by 67, if same number is divided by 67, we need to find the remainder case. Then see, we know that the number which is multiple with a 68. So 68 into quotient is equal to 269. We get remainder is a 0. We get a 0 as a remainder. He said that these particular number which is divisible by 67, how much we get a remainder? That is our question. Then see, don't multiply that. So don't multiply these number. Go with a direct calculation. If 68 divisible by 67, that is exactly 1 time, means we left with a remainder of 1. If same thing, 269 divisible by 67, we already know that 67 ones are 67, 67 fours are 268. If it is a 268, we have a 1 extra value. It means that is also 1. Then see, we know that 1 into 1, we get a remainder is 1, and 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. It means if these number which is divisible by 67, we get remainder is a 1. So that is the answer. Okay, just see, second model in the remainder theory deals with the negative theorem. See, what is the negative theorem here? We already know that if 2 divisible by 3, what is the remainder? Information 1. If numerator is less than denominator, the positive remainder always be the numerator value. That is the first point. See, if 2 divisible by 3, definitely the remainder is equal to 2. For example, we know that 2 here, 3 here. 3 zeros 0, we get 2 as a remainder. If you consider as a sum multiple, if 3 ones are 3, we get 2 minus 3, remainder is equal to minus 1. It means 2 by 3, the remainders are 2 or minus 1. It means point number 2. If you want any negative remainder, for better calculation, we can subtract a numerator value minus denominator. But we have a doubt. So we don't have any negative values in the remainders. That's why here important point, remember, if convert any negative value into positive, simply the negative remainder, whatever the negative remainder we have, we get, and that is added to the denominator. That is the only thing we need to do. See, whatever the negative remainder we get, if you consider as a negative theorem, those negative remainders we should add into the denominator part. For example, 2 divisible by 3, we get, if you consider as a negative value, the negative value is equal to minus 1. If we want to convert a negative value into the positive value, the negative value is added to the denominator. And that means 3 minus 1 exactly equal to 2. So that is the conversion of negative theorem into the positive theorem. The negative value can be added to the denominator, the value become a positive. So that is the theory says. Just see, we go to some example related to the negative theory. For example, 18 divisible by 3. For example, 18 divisible by 3, that is exact cancellation. We get remainder is 0. For example, I just go with the 29 divisible by 5. We already know that 29 divisible by 5. 29 divisible by 5, we left with exactly remainder 4. Why? Because 5 5s are 25. We left with a remainder 4. For example, some students we are consider as a negative theorem. For example, 5 nearest multiple, 5 6 are 30, 5 6 are 30, but here given value is equal to 29. 30 and 29, we consider the value is a minus 1. If you consider as a minus 1, these negative value converted into positive in the means these values simply added to the denominator part. So if you add these denominator means 5 minus 1, we left with a remainder is a 4. That is the input. Then see, third one, for example, 45 into 49 divisible by 46, for example, this is the question. So don't go with the multiplication, then check with exact cancellation and takes a time. So whatever the calculation, first focus on 45 divisible by 46. 45 divisible by 46, definitely that is 45 be the remainder, or I just consider as a minus 1. If you want positive remainder, it is a 45. If it is a negative remainder, I just go with a minus 1. Again, 49 divisible by 46. 49 divisible by 46, V remainder is a plus 3. Then he said that product means minus 1 into plus 3. The final resultant we get minus of 3. But here we don't have any negative values as an answer. That's why converted negative value into the positive value means those negative value is added to the denominator. Then 46 minus 3, 46 minus 3, the remainder final value is equal to 43. So this is the calculation. See, we have different questions. For example, 101 into 105 into 109 divisible by 106. What is the remainder? So go with the direct calculation. 101 divisible by 106. I just go with the minus 5 is the remainder. 101 is the larger value. And 105 divisible by 106. Again the remainder is minus 1. If 109 divisible by 106, the remainder is plus 3. Then check with the final resultant. Minus into minus. So it is always converted into positive, minus into minus. And 5 into 1 into 3. So 5 1s are 5, 5 3s are 15. We left with a remainder positive 15. In the means, if entire number which is divisible by 106, the final remainder is equal to 15 only. So this is the answer. Okay, for example, 11 into 12 into 13, 14, 15 into 17 divisible by 4. What is the remainder? So this is your question. Okay, some students directly 11 by 4. Okay, just consider as plus 3 minus 1. It takes a time. Just observe that. For the entire above numerator expression, check with exact cancellation. See, we know that 12 is exactly divisible by 4. If 12 is exactly divisible by 4, in the sense means we get 0 as a resultant. Clear? 12 divisible by 4, we get a remainder as 0. If 0 is multiple with any particular number, we get the remainder is a 0. There is no changes. Clear? See, if it is a larger expression, check it out any exact cancellation. If it is a exact cancellation, we get 0 as a remainder. If 0 is multiple with any particular number, the final remainder is also be the 0. Clear? Okay, same question we check with a power based concept. For example, if they given as a sum of powers, for example, we will go consider as a lowest power, a 2 power 41 divisible by 3. Means, what is the meaning of 2 power 41? 2 power 41 means 2 is multiple with the total number of 41 times. 41 times, and those 41 times of 2 is divisible by 3. What is the remainder? That is the question. Then see, if 2 divisible by 3, we get just consider as minus 1 remainder. 2 divisible by 3, again that is a minus 1. 2 divisible by 3, that is minus 1. So till we get minus 1 in 41 times. Then see, it means minus 1 whole power odd number. If minus 1 whole power odd, definitely the value is also minus 1. It means 2 power 41 divisible by 3. 2 power 41 divisible by 3, we get minus 1 is a remainder. But we already know that we never consider any negative reminders. Converted these negative value into the positive, it means simply add it to the denominator. So simply add the denominator means 3 minus 1 exactly equal to 2. It means if 2 power 41 divisible by 3, we get a remainder is a 2. For example, see, so don't go through these processes. Simply, if the question given for 2 power 41 divisible by 3, so just observe these value only. If 2 divisible by 3, if 2 divisible by 3, we know that minus 1. if minus 1 whole power 41, 41 can be considered as odd number. If minus 1 whole power odd number, we get the resultant is a minus 1. Directly you can check these two values, then apply the power value whether it is even or odd. We already know that if minus power even is the value of positive 1, if minus 1 whole power odd, the value is exactly equal to minus 1. Clear? So based on these application, we get minus 1 is a resultant, and whatever the minus value simply added to the denominator. So 3 minus 1, the value is equal to 2. So this is the answer part. Okay, see, we just discussing a previous year questions. If 43 whole power 197 divisible by 7, what is the remainder? See, so it means 43 is multiple of 197. So just separate the power value. See, 43 divisible by 7, we already know that 7 6 are 42. So after exact cancellation, we left with a power of 1 only. It means 1 power 197, 1 power 197, the value become 1. It means 43 power 197 divisible by 7, we get a remainder is a 1 only. So that is the fourth option. We just see the second question. If 51 power 203, which is divisible by 7, what is the remainder? That is the question. See, 51 is not exactly divisible by 7. So we have an exact divisible, 7 7s are 49. The remainder we want, it means the final value is equal to 2 power 203 divisible by 7. That is the first calculation. And here we have a numerator 2, here we have a 7. So try to write in terms of 2 cyclic as a nearest value of 7. So we know the 2 cyclic values. 2 power 1 is equal to 2, 2 square is equal to 4, and 2 cube is equal to 8. Means 7 and 8 as the nearest value. Clear? And so from we can discuss some extra set formulas like a power m whole power n can be written as a power n. So it helps in the calculation part. And we'll go to another formula. A power m into a power m into a power n can be written as a power m plus n. These two formulas to help these type of calculations. See, first of all, write 2 power 203 in terms of 2 cubes, like 2 cube whole power. So 3 become how many times? 3 6 are 81, 3 7 are. So 67 3s are 201. We left with the remainder 2 power 1 divisible by 7. See, a power m whole power n can be written as a power mn. A power m into a power n can be written as a power m plus n. If you go with these application, again we get 2 power 203. Then focus on these calculation. We know that 2 cube value become 8. So 8 by 7, we left with a remainder 1 power 67. Again, 2 power 1 divisible by 7. 2 power 1 divisible by 7 means 2 by 7. 2 by 7 means we final remainder is equal to 2. Means the final value of calculation is 1 into 2. 1 into 2, we get the remainder is 2 only. Means see, here the question 51 whole power 203 divisible by 7, we get remainder is a 2. See the calculation part. So these two formulas help these type of questions. So focus on a power m whole power n is equal to a power mn, a power m into a power n exactly equal to a power m plus n. The third question, if 7 power 512 which is divisible by 400, find the remainder. See, it's a larger values. So just observe the numerator, focus on the numerator value. Here 7 power 1, 7 power 1 exact equal to 7, 400 is not an even number. And 7 square is equal to 49, again 400 is a larger value. And 7 cube is exactly equal to 343. So 400 and 343, so there is no exact cancellation. So focus on the next cyclic. 7 power 4 value exactly equal to 2401. See, 2401 and 400, that is exactly 6 times. See, 400 into 6 exactly equal to 2400. We left with a 1 is a remainder. So our calculation is completed. See, it means can be written as these values. 7 power 512 converted into the 7 power 4 value. 7 power 4 value we already know that 2004 not 1. Then see, converted 7 power 512. 7 power 512 means 7 power 4. See, 4 become a 5. It is a 1 time, and we have a carry forward 11, and 4 2s are 8. So 32, 4 8s are 32. So that is the exact cancellation. So 4 into 128 exactly equal to 512. And these number which is divisible by 400. And we know that 7 power 4 value exactly equal to 2401 whole power 128 divisible by 400. This is the value. And we know that 2401 divisible by 400, we get a remainder is 1. So 1 power 128, 1 power anything, the value of remainder is a 1. So answer is equal to 1. So this is the remainder. Let's see the next question. If 83 whole power 115 plus 12 divisible by 84. See, divided into normal way, 83 divisible by 84. From these calculation, we get minus 1 whole power 115. And 12 divisible by 84. 12 divisible by 84. If numerator is less than denominator and 12 is the still remainder. And minus 1 whole power odd, we get remainder is minus 1. Again, we left with a plus 12. So minus 1 plus 12 exactly equal to 11 is the remainder. So the option is equal to 11. So next model in the remainder theory. So that is Fermat's theorem. See, these are the different calculations and question we are getting from this theory. So this theory says that if any a power p minus 1 divisible by p, any number in the form of a power p minus 1 by p, always remainder be the 1. Then what are the terminologies? See, if p can be defined as prime number, and we need to satisfy another rule, AP must satisfy the concept of co-prime numbers. So we have a doubt. What is the meaning of co-prime? So co-prime means if you consider as any two numbers, those two numbers, the highest common factor is 1. So meaning of highest common factor means those two numbers having a common divisible that is related to the 1. Only we have a 1 as a common multiple. So HCF become a 1. So it can be helpful. A power p minus 1 by p exactly equal to remainder 1. For example, I will go the example. See, if 2 power 6 divisible by 7. If we see that 2 and 7 definitely a co-prime. Why? Because both the numbers is exactly divisible by 1. And see the power value. 6 can be write as 7 minus 1. So in the form of 2 power 7 minus 1 by 7. So directly you can consider remainder be the 1 only. Okay, just go with another question. If 40 power 28 divisible by 29. If 40 power 28 divisible by 29. See that 40 and 29. 29 be the prime number. And 40 and 29 it is exactly divisible by 1 only. So both the numbers are divisible by 1. We can define as both are co-prime numbers. Then see, the power value can I write as 29 minus 1. Then entire form a power p minus 1 by p exactly equal to remainder be the 1. That is the theory of Fermat. So directly you can take it as answer be the remainder of 1. See for example, if 60 power 30 divisible by 31. So again see, 64 and 31. 31 is a prime number. 64, 31 is exactly divisible by 1 only. And the power value is also in terms of p minus 1. So if any power, a power p minus 1 divisible by a power p minus 1 divisible by p, we get remainder is 1. So according to this question, we get directly converted as a 64 whole power 30 divisible by 31, remainder be the 1. So observe the theory, and the denominator is always be the prime number, and AP must satisfy the co-prime rule. If you remember these particular concept, you can get the direct answer for these type of questions. Clear? See next one. 72 whole power 85 by 29. This type of question converted 85 in terms of 28. Why? Because we know that a power p minus 1 by p always remainder be the 1. See, can I write as these values? 72 whole cube whole power 28. We know the property. A power m whole power n is exactly equal to a power n. And another property, a power m into a power n can indicate it as a power m plus n. So by the application of these formula, so you can write as 72 whole power 3 into 28. 28 3s are 84. And we have a one particular value left, we can write as 72 power 1. And divisible by 29. According to the Fermat's rule, these values exactly 1. And finally we have a final calculation. So 1 into 72 divisible by 29. And we just take it out. 72 divisible by 29. So can I write as 29 into 2, 58. We have a remainder 4. Means 72 power 85 divisible by 29. We get the remainder is 14. So that is the answer for this question. Okay, let's see the question. 9 power 11 divisible by 13. So just see the denominator. Denominator is equal to 13. And numerator power value should be 111. So we already know that 9 and 13 is exactly a co-prime concept. So definitely you can apply the Fermat's rule. See, can I write as power value become 9 power 9 whole power 12. 12 nines are 108. We left with a 3 as a power. So can I write as this value is 9 cube divisible by 13. So according to the Fermat's rule, this exact value is the remainder of 1. And focus on these calculation. Focus on these calculation. 9 cube. 9 cube is equal to 729 divisible by 13. And if you go with the calculation, we already know that 13 ones are 13 and 13 fives are 65 and 13 eights are 68 and we have a remainder be the 1. It means see 9 power 111 divisible by 13. We left with a remainder is a 1. So that is the answer part. Clear? So answer is a 1. See, for the entire concept remainder, we are discussing 3 different models. Clear? So what are the different 3 different models? So first model says that so dividend is exactly equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. This is the first theorem we are discussing. And second theory discussing for negative theorem. Negative theorem means if numerator divisible by denominator, if numerator is less than denominator, we have a positive remainder is numerator part. If you want negative remainder means the value of numerator is subtracted from denominator. But remember that here one conversion, the negative value converted into positive, simply those negative value added to the denominator. So this is we are discussing in second theory. And third theory we are discussing for Fermat's rule. So Fermat's theory says if a power p minus 1 divisible by p in the form of any numerator and denominator, always remainder be the 1. But focus on that. So p can be defined as prime number and also check a comma p can satisfy as co-prime rule. So in this session we are discussing these 3 different calculations related for remainders theory. Thank you.